welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Matt. Nice to be here.
Yeah. It's nice to sit down and meet you. So, what part of the business are you in?
So I'm a UX designer, which is user experience, within the UX team as part of the wider e-commerce department. So I work on the checkout, markout and credit to look after all that kind of part of e-commerce and look at basically the customer journeys, how we can improve the experience, and look at ways of working with other departments in the business, so like a customer service centre, how we can help serve things online.
Okay, so it's not just looking at. Is it purely on the website though? Yeah, purely on the website. And how did you get into that? How have you got into How did you get into Next and into UX?
So, I did graphic design actually way back at university, but I was more interested in the online side and the website, and because I think things go more digital in the digital age, and it felt like there's more freedom and more future-proof way of getting into that kind of career. So I was really interested in the coding and the visual aspects of websites, and then I've been in working on apps and websites ever since, but more websites here. Previously, I had some financial background in my last role, and then when I came here, it kind of helped me with the credit side of things and my account side of things that we do at Next. And yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How long you been here?
Just over 2 years.
Yeah? Oh,
yeah.
Nice. And why did you join Next? What made you want to come and be part of the brand?
I wanted a bigger challenge, wanted to be part of,
You'll get that.
So definitely. It's so fast-paced, but there's so much you can do. And not only do we just look at Next, but we also look at total platform as well. So we kind of cover the quite wide range of clients. But the great thing is when you do these experiences, whether you're improving something or creating something new, once it's been designed, built and put live, it's out there for your customer to see. And it's that feeling that people are getting to use that site or that experience and making it better for them, giving that better sort of wider shopping experience.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things to consider as well, because there's a lot of different customers as well. Yeah.
It's especially with total platform.
Yeah, total platform, which we spoke about on this podcast before, is us working and collaborating with more and more brands and offering to build their websites, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing how a Next customer will be maybe very different to say like a Jules or a Reese or something, yeah.
Absolutely, because with Next, we've got to think about, we have what we call cash and credit. So we have the usual people that sign up for the website, but then we'll also think about the credit customers, those that might want to use Next Pay, those that might want to use pay and free payment. So we've got lots of different audiences to consider. Like you say, it would be very different whether it's Jules or Next. And then also what they're coming onto the site for, whether they're regular customers, they might be one-off customers, all sorts of different scenarios.
Yeah. Well, it sounds really, really interesting. And I know we've had someone from the UI team as well, Paul, on the podcast before. Yeah. So, do you work with Paul?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So it's such a pivotal role, I think, in terms of with everything being so digital now.
Yeah.
But can I ask you, what's the lanyard that you've got on? Because that's one of the reasons we're here as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do you want to explain what the Sunflower Lanyard is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Sunflower Lanyard represents human disabilities, and it was launched by a company that was probably back in 2016. So it's been going around for a little while. I think it became more prominent back in COVID. But it basically represents human disabilities. People may not always want to express they've got a disability. It may not always be immediately obvious. Some people it could be a temporary thing. Some people it could be permanent or a situational thing. And it's just a way of, like a visual cue, if you like, that people want to say, I've got a hidden disability, I might need a bit of extra time, a bit of extra help, understanding, whatever that is. And if you see it, it's like, please be kind, be patient to those people and approach them, find out what they need, if they need a bit of help. And it becomes very globally known. So it's not just in the UK, but widely known.
It's around the world, yeah.
I wear a ribbon attached to my neck lanyard here and there, but I will wear this one in public scenarios. So it could be going through the airport.
Is that so it's a bit more obvious and a bit easier for people to see?
Yeah, and I think it's just say that sometimes you don't want to have to shout out, oh, by the way, I've got this disability, which mine is being hard of hearing or hearing loss. So if people then recognise it, they may realise you just need that bit of extra help or support. Because sometimes people don't want to tell other people what it is, and it's just allowing that enough time and understanding for that person or that individual to do whatever it is they're trying to do.
Yeah, and that's key, because you know, if say you take the lanyard away, then actually someone would be like, what in your scenario? Why, if they ask you to do something in an airport, for example, and you just didn't hear, they'd be like, why are they ignoring me?
Yeah, exactly.
And then it creates a whole situation. But if not, it's like, oh, it just makes them go, oh, hang on a minute, maybe that the hidden disability is related to that scenario.
Exactly. I mean, also in a way that's been hidden. Some people didn't always pick up that I was deaf. Especially like, I wear 2 hearing aids, I've got my hair down, so people don't always see that.
So you've got 2 hearing aids,
Yeah, both ears, always have. I've been born deaf.
Born deaf,
So it's kind of one of those things that I've always been quite conscious of wearing my hair down, but it's one of those things that even during COVID was a massive challenge, because when we wore face masks, suddenly I couldn't lip read, and I naturally always lip read.
Oh, so like now you'd be reading my lips more than trying to listen.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I kind of work both ways, because I want to be able to listen without relying on lip reading, but lip read does help a lot, massively.
Oh, interesting.
So it's just something I naturally picked up as I
as if you've grown up, your eyes just have gone, right, if I read the lips.
But then during COVID with the face mask, which I completely understand, it was like a massive barrier. Yeah. So that's where the Sunflower became even more of a thing to wear, especially out in public. And it was quite challenging, because I sometimes really struggled trying to understand people and then trying to find ways to cope, especially when I was on my own. So if I was out in public and I was at the shops with my husband, I'd be like looking at him like, what did they say? But I didn't want to always rely on him. I need to like push myself to be independent and try and get around this. So sometimes I'll wear the Sunflower Lanyard. I might use notes on my phone and type things out like, can you help in this way? So you can write it if I was struggling to understand what they were saying. So yeah, it was quite a challenging time. Like even coming into NET, my first week was like still face mask. We had the sort of dividers on the desk, and I was like really nervous.
Oh no, yeah, like not only you've got COVID, but you've also got the thought of, oh, is everyone gonna get what?
Yeah.
You know.
But I joined in a very, very supportive team. They were brilliant. Yeah. And, you know, they weren't bothered about if I needed something repeating, or we trying to talk through the screen with the face mask off so I could understand what they were saying.
Nice.
But it's been brilliant. Just even that time was quite difficult to come on board and have such a supportive team behind me to help make sure I had everything I need, knew what I was doing.
Is it help? Does technology help? Because you mentioned there your phone.
Yeah.
So do you use like that in your personal life and at work as well? Does that really help in terms of your like interactions and communication with people? Yeah,
absolutely. And even like Apple Watch is like another tool. So I think technology, because it's advanced so much from when I was younger.
Right.
There's so many tools and technology out there that
What do you do on the Apple Watch then?
So I can use it to know that my phone's ringing. If it's somewhere else, I don't hear it ringing. Someone texts me. If the doorbell's
because you're feeling it, aren't you?
Yeah. The doorbell might be going like, oh, someone's at the door.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have a clue. No,
because I could be like in my home office and I might be on a call and I've got my AirPods and my headphones on, or I've got it on really loud and I can't hear the doorbell. So at least then if I've got it on my watch, I'm like, oh, quickly go and get the door. Or someone trying to call me. And it's crazy how much you realise you rely on it.
It's like, I suppose it's a good thing and a good thing and a bad thing, because it's great because it supports you.
Yeah.
But then if it wasn't there, you'd be like, oh, what do I do? But you've just got to use it, haven't you? Like, I'm all one for using technology to enhance life as well. Like, I think it's absolutely essential. So, yeah, all for it. And even on like, you know, when you like doing Google Meet virtual calls,
yeah,
that you'd be lip reading, but you use like the caption feature as well. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Even like at home, I'll put subtitles on all the time if I'm watching TV or movies.
Subtitles.
And my husband got used to them, like, and I think even like my family and his family got used to them. That sometimes they find if they miss something, they're like, oh yeah, that's what the subtitles say. So you kind of pick up on it, and it's interesting how many more people do start to use subtitles when they're watching something, or like you say with Google Meet. And even though the Google Meet one is like live captioning, a bit like live TV subtitles, it is still really useful to have, because I don't expect everyone to have to put on their video if they don't feel comfortable enough.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we started to do here in that is with the Sunflower Lanyard is add a profile frame. So I've got one of mine, a few other people have as part of the Able network, both here on Google and Yapster, part of retail and distribution. So we're adding like a profile frame, which is like a little green drive, if you like, with the sunflowers on it, so that if people have got their video off, people can understand that it might have an additional need or requirement, and just so that, because that's just so big, and you could be meeting new people all the time, that they then start to understand in a virtual way that you've got that additional need.
Yeah, I totally agree. So you're talking about for those that might not work here or might not fully understand like what me and Claire are talking about, it's on our profile pictures within Google. There's like a Facebook frame, isn't it?
Exactly
yeah, exactly a Facebook frame. That's it. And I know when I first chatted you to talk about, do you want to come on? And we were talking about the podcast. It, again, like you say, it's a virtual sunflower lanyard, basically, to go, by the way, this is it. Because then you know, because as well, like, I guess like there's so many hidden disabilities.
Yeah.
It's not like we're just you're just using your experiences of, you know, being deaf. So there's so many, it could be anything, you know, it could be related to how people type or, you know,
exactly.
Anything.
It's endless. And even like mine being deaf, it's like there are different ways that people have got hearing loss. You know, you could be completely deaf and not hear at all, that people may use BSL, like British Sign Language, to some people maybe have like a very minor or mild hearing loss, whereas mine is quite severe. So like I've got a hearing loss of high frequency.
Okay.
It basically means, like, if you think about a fire alarm, if I didn't have my hearing aids in, probably wouldn't hear it at all.
Oh, right.
So if I'm on a call, my colleague knows that it's going off, sneak it out. But yeah, it's one of those things that you kind of learn and adapt, and because some people don't understand why I can take my hearing aids out and put headphones on or take a call on my phone.
So when you say put headphones on, as in for music as well. Yeah. So how does that work then?
So because my hearing loss isn't really the low frequency, so like the voices,
right,
I can pick that up okay. I still use lip reading as like that additional support, but my severe hearing loss is from the high frequency side. That's what I lost when I was born, and I just need the hearing aids for additional support. And over time, with the technology, as it got better in hearing aid, I've started to hear things that I couldn't before. It's so strange.
What is that like? Is that
quite overwhelming?
Is it? Yeah. Like, and does that happen a lot, or
sometimes,
or more frequently? Yeah.
It's become more so over the years. I've got new hearing aids, so it could be when they first went digital. I used to have analog one years ago. And the first digital ones I came out of a hospital in London, and it's like suddenly you could hear more of the city around you.
Oh,
for the
wow.
first time. The latest ones that I had a few years back, it was like I could hear the ruffle on my coat for the first time, and it was just so weird, like, it's too loud and it's turned down.
That would be, like, because it's right there as well. Yeah. And you'd be like, oh, okay.
And you take it takes time to adapt, but then you start to realise what you missed. A really strange one was, we've got 2 cats, and one of them got a very high kind of little cry or voice as well, and I was missing out on it for a couple of years. And then only when I got these new powerful hearing aids, I could hear it for the first time. I realised what I was missing out on all the time. But it really kind of brings new experiences as they develop the technology of hearing aids. And even like people that have got like the cochlear ones where they completely lost their hearing and start to hear, you realise a little bit what they go through when they wear them, they're switched on for the first time. So everyone's got different levels of hearing loss. I think you start to realise what you can and can't hear when people ask, you know, like you just asked about that experience, what it's like. And that's why, like with headphones, I can take those or take a mobile phone call and be able to listen to music or vocals because that's more the lower frequency.
Right, okay, got you. And does it make you feel comfortable and you open that people ask you about it more so than shy away from it?
Yeah, definitely more so now. Growing up when I was younger, I was quite shy. Okay. And I didn't always like to talk about it. I think more because I had a lot to learn when I was younger. So I couldn't always talk very well. I couldn't always hear certain letters in the alphabet. And I had to do speech and language therapy when I was younger to be able to sort of learn and understand letters and words, how it sounds and how you say them. And some people now say, oh, I would never have known that. But I had a lot of support at school, and I'm kind of grateful that it's kind of got me onto a successful career and doing all the things that I do in my life. But yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I think it's important. Like everything we do in D&I is more. It's creating better understanding, isn't it? You know, of what it is, and that's kind of going back to it. That's what the Sunflower Lanyard's all about. Is giving that better understanding. And so the Sunflower Lanyard is teaming up with Able at Next, who are our community disability network across the whole business, like you mentioned there, in distribution, online, retail, and head office employees as well. And the committee and Anna Button, who's been spearheading that and everything, she's been on the podcast as well. I'll keep knocking this. She's been on the podcast as well. Like, they've been doing loads of work to push forward, well, you know, raising awareness of Able at Next and, you know, all the different things. So it's great to see it become a feature. And is that something that Able at Next you think is really important as well, along with the Sunflower Lanyard?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great community.
Yeah.
And I know we do hear things about the other two areas in distribution. Within here, the Google chat one here at head office, we've got such a vast range of people on it. It's great to share our experiences and, you know, talk about, sometimes we might have a day where we're struggling with something. But we, you know, as a network, we're quite open, talk about anything. And we've also done like virtual meetups. So sometimes we get to meet each other virtually and just have like an open chat, you know, what can we do better, what can we do more here at NET. And one of the things like with the Sunflower Lanyard, we've been talking about it a lot lately, is we're hoping to get it launched, I think it's 1st of August.
Yeah.
So that'll be really exciting, try and get that awareness more.
Yeah.
And people, you know, always reaching out to people saying, you know, hey, don't forget, if you want a sunflower profile frame, reach out, we can do one for you. Yeah. So if anyone wants one, reach out to me.
You're going to get inundated now. Like, that'll be going back to your graphic design. Come on, like, let's go. Get those skills out.
But yeah, reach out, we can create one. And, you know, the Able network is not just for people with permanent disabilities. It can be temporary, situational. We've even got people relating to carers on there. So it's a fantastic network. It's a great network to have. I've not come across anything like it before that.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a really lovely communication. Yeah, it's a really great communicator to have because, you know, I think some people, well, you may not all have the same disabilities, you can talk to each other and get support, or even just ask questions, see if anyone's got any guidance or advice. or just have a chat. Sometimes we talk about chocolate bars. But it is a great network.
No, it is really important to have, like you said, because like we said right at the start, there's so many disabilities as well, and it's good that anyone can feel they go in, and hopefully, you know, they listen and or watch or read this podcast in whatever format, and they feel comfortable to come and join it as well. Because I guess, you know, it's really good that you're open to coming on, but I guess some people might be like, I don't feel comfortable yet, or I don't want to share my disability. And I think so many people's perceptions of disability, you still think sometimes it comes down to like physical, doesn't it? Where actually this is what the Sunflower Lanyard's there for, to be like, well, yeah, like on the surface, or, you know, however you want to describe it, you might not see anything, but if you dig a little deeper, like with anyone, you dig a little deeper, there's loads of stuff you uncover.
I mean, you know, unable, not everyone has to be sort of shouting from the rooftops, you know, hey, I've got this, or this is a problem, you know. We don't expect everyone to have to speak up, but they've got that opportunity to have a voice if they want to.
And this is it, and this is why we have all the communities and networks across the business. It's a place for people to go and talk to people, and then that community works with various people like HR and myself and other people around the business to then to bring change and, you know, to make things better for everyone, not just for people with disability, just in general. Like, have we thought about this? Have we thought about that? You know, it's a really important, and it comes from the people of Next as well, which is amazing. You know, it's being driven by people of Next. It's not one person just beavering that. I know Anna's very busy with it. Like, she does a great job. She really does. But I think it's, you know, it's really important we have this ability for people to be involved. And we do that in loads of stuff as well, not just D&I networks either. We do it a lot, whether it be like, you know, you're starting a new project or whatever it is. Everyone's got the opportunity to shape it. And it's the same with this.
I mean, in a way, I'm a massive advocate for accessibility, especially in online space. So I've got a massive passion that I'm trying to like drive as part of websites to make sure, you know, everything we do is accessible online. So I kind of put myself a little bit in other people's shoes, even though I don't know what everyone's disability is like, what their experience is like online. It's trying to really drive and making that better experience, and that's for everyone. You know, whether that's how they communicate with us, whether that's how they do something online, just adapting it. And it's a great thing to do. We've even had people, a part of ABLE, who have been learning British Sign Language, and they're like, what can I do to help be an interpreter for somebody at Next? And it's really great to see those things coming through. Yeah,
it is good. Is sign something you've picked up as well along the way, or
I
not?
did a little bit when I was younger. I know some of the basics, but I have seen that we do a BSL course previously here, part of the Sports and Social, which I think is fantastic. And I really want to get involved. I just couldn't last time, but I really want to do it if you run it again.
No. I know there's been more and more people started to get to that, and that's right across the business. And, you know, loads of people, whether they use it themselves because they struggle to communicate, or they just want to do it because they just want to learn that skill as well. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be just because you're part of the network again, or, you know, there's a reason. If you want to learn sign, then learn. Like, you know, why not? Like, it's really good. No, I mean, I think it's really good. And then it sounds as well, though, that you like the sense of a challenge, and because I guess throughout your life you've had that, you know, obviously, and also from what you're saying when you're talking about working at Next as well in the department is that a fair statement, would you say? You like the challenge?
I mean, there's been a few things that I've experienced and challenges that I've come across along the way throughout my life, you know, whether that's been in education and starting work, but I've always found ways to use that and embrace it and make me stronger and build that kind of confidence.
Okay.
Because I was so I found it very difficult when I was younger to do things like having certain conversations with people, having phone calls, whatever it might be, almost like to make excuses. But then I had, no, I really want to do this. How do I do it? And it's a little bit like the COVID thing with the face mask. You know, you find ways to get around it. And I always find that I want to keep going, keep pushing and driving myself to not just be like everyone else, but to find ways that I can embrace my hearing loss, to do the things that I want to do. It's like concerts. I can't always pick up lyrics and how or what they're singing in the way for the new track comes out.
Yeah.
So I learn it, and I start to learn and take the music and what they're singing and put the two together, because I can't always, without lip reading, understand what they're saying. And even with that, you kind of embrace the music a little bit more from the instrument side. So in a concert, I'll kind of feel more of the beat and the bass.
Nice.
But I do learn the lyrics so that I can kind of feel like I'm involved.
That's pretty incredible, actually. So your experience of a song, first of all, is usually the beat, is it?
The music.
The music.
Yeah.
And then you like layer the lyrics on after,
Yeah.
if you find it interesting. If not, you're like, no, get rid of that. Yeah, but but then that's what I mean. That's what I'm picking up is, if you're into it, you're then pushing yourself to learn more, and you're embracing the challenge of like, I want that, so I'll make it happen for myself, which is really admirable, I think. So really admirable. So, fair play. And I mean, sometimes I wish I could turn the lyrics off to some of the songs, like just get rid of them, like. But no, that's really good. No, I mean, I think it's been great to have you on, Claire, and great chatting. I really appreciate you coming on and explaining the Sunflower Lanyard, because it's such an important thing. And I know when we was talking at the start, it's one of those things now. I think if people listen and watch this, I know I did. You'll start noticing it more subconsciously. Definitely. I think you've probably seen it lots anyway. Yeah. But I bet people will start seeing it more and more as well, because they'll be like, oh, okay, I understand now. And, that's what it is. So really appreciate it.
No, it's been great. It's I think one of the takeaways is that when we launched the Sunflower Lanyard, if you see it, just keep an eye out, be patient with the person, be kind, and if you're comfortable, just approach them and ask how you can support them.
Yeah, no,
it's been great.
No, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Mark.